I'll just like do Candy Crush and watch Criminal Minds and eat my Chipotle.
Old days, I used to think I'm the problem, that I was way too sensitive, reacting way too much, until I realized we were different types, carrying a different triggers, scaring us to death. Oh, someday we will collide someplace where we can hide our face. Forget the world outside just for a while. Some way we will be fine, safe place.
Good morning. We've washed the car and gone grocery shopping today and just had a good lunch, even though it's like 11:30 right now. And in probably like 10 seconds, I'm having a Uber Eats grocery order delivered because we went to Aldi for our groceries. And one, we were gonna make nachos today. Totally forgot to get any kind of cheese. But then two, Uber Eats keeps sending me 50% off grocery deals that I haven't used yet. So I wanted to get 50% off. And also they don't have Fairlife at Aldi and I kind of really wanted Fairlife. And so made a little grocery order from Uber Eats that like truly within the next like 20 seconds, I think I'll probably be getting a knock on the door. But welcome to a full week in the life. We're gonna do a little Sunday to Saturday. Hi, my name is Anna. I'm 24, working full-time as a social worker, living in Atlanta, and I'm very glad you're here with me for this whole week. I love just getting like a snapshot of life like this, like just not even just the work week, just the whole Sunday to Saturday ordeal. Right now I'm just kind of sitting. I just finished eating. I'll pour myself a glass of chocolate milk whenever it comes, but I'm trying to have a restful relax. That was the knock for the Uber Eats. I'm trying to have a restful, relaxed Sunday while also like planning and getting myself ready for not even just the upcoming week, but the upcoming weeks.
That's all days. Now that we see each other, can we slow down, start over? Come closer. Oh, someday we will collide someplace where we can hide our space. Forget the world outside just for a while. Some way we will be fine, safe place, just you and I, always. I will wait for us to collide.
I have goals headed into this week because I've mentioned before, and it just stays true, that whenever I have more mundane weeks, especially mundane weeks following like big crazy times of life, I feel like it's always so rewarding for me to be like, oh, I was really locked in, like I was really doing some good habits, I was really like making the most of my time and like becoming, you know, the 1% better every day, the 1% closer to who I would like to be in this world, that kind of thing. So I made myself goals for this week and they definitely are, I would say, kind of lofty because it's habits that I always am like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and just don't always do it. And so I feel like tracking it this week will kind of just be fun to see, like, can we have, I don't want to call it a perfect week, but like a very locked in week as far as my goals go, along with work happening and just like the regular mundane parts of life. And so I kind of did like a 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 of my goal. And part of that's because today's Sunday. So like the 6 days we're doing Monday through Saturday. So I'm going to take my vitamins 6 times. That's daily, Monday through Saturday. I need to like habit stack my vitamins so I can put them on top of something else so that I remember to take them, because that would be like a great thing for me to do all of the time. And I always in my head I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna try to take my vitamins, and then I don't. So I feel like just having a goal of having a streak of 6 should not be hard. It's literally just swallowing some pills. 6 vitamins, 5 lift. I'm really trying to be in the gym. It's 5, not 6, because Tuesday is going to be a rest day, and we're also doing something fun after work on Tuesday, so I don't want to like stress about having to get to the gym whenever we're just going to be going somewhere fun after work. 6 vitamins, 5 lift, 4 cardio. I'm thinking I'm just going to put the goal of 30 minutes, and then like if I'm really feeling it, then I can keep going. But zone 2 cardio shouldn't be that hard. It's just like the getting on a machine and doing it. 3 stretch. Stretching should be more often than 3, but my goal is just every other day, probably before bed, prioritize some way of stretching. 2, a face mask. There's this face mask that is from Pixie, the brand, and I like literally see the results on my face. I mean, I haven't talked about it because I wasn't vlogging on Saturday, but I want to get a facial on Saturday, and it has already like rejuvenated my skin in a way that I really needed. I felt like my skin had gotten really bad, especially like right here. It just like continued getting like worse and worse acne, and then like some on this side too, but it was like mostly this side. The facial just did wonderful things, but whenever I put the mask on my face, it like, I don't know, you can truly like before and after see it like reduces inflammation. Like last week whenever it just was so like uncomfortable on my face, like just feeling inflamed and uncomfortable, the mask like really helped. And so I want to like actually do it the 2 to 3 times a week that it recommends. Try to get the best skin that I can. 1 book. I want to finish a book this week, and I think by doing cardio 4 times I really should be able to do that. And then if I actually take like lunch breaks at work, then I can read for 30 minutes in the middle of the day. I've kind of gotten worse at taking true lunch breaks, where I'll just like kind of count myself as like 30 minutes just like watching TikTok on my phone at my desk is my lunch break, and that's not as breaky as a lunch break could be. It's definitely not cooling off. Like it's still very hot outside during the days, but it's like 80s hot in the middle of the day instead of 90s hot in the middle of the day. So it maybe is realistic to go out into the garden for my lunch break. I'm not going to put that in the habit goals this week because I like our 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 that we're doing. But at some point, if I keep being bad about it, I might need to make a goal of like taking a true like actual restful lunch break instead of just like I'm just going to sit here and see what happens type of lunch break. I think doing things like this honestly is just kind of fun. If I make it to Saturday and like do all of this successfully, I just know I will feel like so good. The intrinsic motivation, the intrinsic reward will be great. But it's 8:28 right now. I've finished all of the kind of like chores that I wanted to do today, which is nice. So I think I'm gonna sit down, watch some YouTube videos, and like put in plans for whenever I'm lifting 5 times a week, like what I'll actually be doing during those times, and like plan for the days that the cardio will be on and that kind of thing. And I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Yesterday, our wedding invitations had come in, and I assembled and stuffed and sorted every single envelope and every single wedding invitation yesterday, which honestly was quite the feat. It took like 4 hours. I was watching Criminal Minds during it, so I was like fine. I was a little sore, like in the arm, like in the back, I guess. Just from like, I'll try to show you later, but it's kind of hard to describe. There were 3 pieces of the wedding invitation that all needed to go together and then clipped together and then put in the envelope. And the envelopes were kind of a tight fit, to be honest. They came with the invitations, but they were kind of a tight fit. And every single one of them is done. I ordered stamps that should be getting here in 3 to 5 business days. I have some stamps left over from my save the dates. I have like a few random American flag stamps that I found that I'll probably put on some. So I have American flag. I have Save the Manatee stamps left over from my save the date. And then I got, is it Ansel Adam? I don't remember if that's right. There's like a American photographer and environmentalist whose pictures were all black and white who has stamps, and I was like, that seems like a vibe. So I got those stamps that are coming in 3 to 5 business days. And today is very exciting because there's this brewery in Atlanta called Monday Night Brewing that does gluten freedom nights, which we went to sometime in the spring because I'd learned about it. But what they do is they close down their kitchen entirely the day before and like deep clean everything, get all the gluten out of it. They basically create a night that's safe for people with like all kinds of gluten intolerance and gluten allergy. Deep clean their kitchen, and then they get in gluten-free dough and they make pizzas, and they were so good last time we went. Coming from someone who can have like regular pizzas, but then so extra so for Zach who can only have gluten-free pizzas. They were so good. And they were going to do this night back in July, but they're like higher for their gluten-free flour or something. Maybe like didn't come in time. There was something to where they had to postpone it. And now it is today. But that's also kind of fun because tomorrow is Zach's last day of work, which maybe we can talk more about on his last day of work. But it's his last day of work tomorrow, so I feel like it's also just kind of like fun, celebratory time for us after work today. feel like it's never good whenever I don't remember the last thing that we talked about, because I feel like I get shy when we come back. I'm like, oh no, like what do they know from the week? What do they not know from the week? What I do know from the week is that I've not like vlogged as much as I thought that I was going to. So our perfect week, that part just like wasn't perfect about it. I have been going to the gym after work. Tonight's Thursday night, and I do plan, we're doing a full like after work routine, or wait, after work night routine tonight to add points back into this video. As you know, we've talked about it at length, but since life's been so out of routine, getting back into routine has been kind of tough for me, and apparently vlogging was part of the part that's tough for me. But some things that I know we talked about in my night routine tonight, I will show you my wedding invitations. I have been working on those. The stamps that I ordered say that they're supposed to get here tomorrow, but they left Kansas City like 36 hours ago and haven't been scanned anywhere else since then. So hopefully that means like sometime late in the night tonight they get scanned in Atlanta and then can be out to delivery to me. Something that I learned, because I was like, why does every stamp order that I make come from Kansas City? Apparently there's this big limestone cave in Kansas City, like underground in Kansas City, that is the stamp fulfillment services for USPS. It's something about the like consistent humidity and temperatures in the cave that just like keeps stamps good for a long time. And then also on the website was like, and the underground nature of the cave can protect workers from things like snow, tornadoes, storms. And I was like, I don't necessarily know if people would like choose to work in a cave because of that. Like preferably if there's a tornado, just like don't make me come to work, but I don't know. Anyways, my stamps are coming from Kansas City, should be here by tomorrow. Tuesday night, because I haven't talked to you since then, I twitch. We did go to the gluten freedom night, which was so fun. It was so good. The pizza was so good. And actually like a coworker of mine, someone who works at the hospital too, we saw at the last one and then knew we were both going to this one. So sat and ate pizza with her for a while, which was good just to chat. And we also, this is big life update, I picked up new AirPods. I got new AirPods. I wasn't necessarily planning on making that purchase. I mean, it was under $200. So like grand scheme of things, it wasn't just like so crazy, but it was like a little bit crazy just because usually I would think about purchases like that for longer. But the AirPods that I had gotten to the point where I could not hear them anymore. And everybody around me could hear them much more than I could hear them, which honestly is just kind of embarrassing, because it's like, number one, I would like to be able to listen to things like and actually be able to like hear what's going on in my ears. But number two, if I'm listening to something, I don't necessarily want everyone else around just like knowing what song I'm listening to. And I didn't realize how bad the sound bleed was until I was listening to a song, and I forget what it was. Oh, I think it was like Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And Zach was like, why are you listening to that right now? And I was like, oh, you can hear that? Because that's embarrassing. So I got new AirPods. That's a little update. Yesterday was Zach's last day of work, and his coworkers got him all sorts of treats, which I just thought was so cute. They got him Hell Yeah gluten-free donuts. They got him like gluten-free Oreos, gluten-free pretzel crisps, gluten-free crackers, and they all wrote this like, everyone, they had a going away card, like a goodbye card to him, and everyone wrote like a paragraph inside. I feel like usually whenever you're like passing the card around the office, like, okay, everybody sign your name, say goodbye to Zach. People, you know, like literally just sign their name, might be like, oh, good luck, like we'll miss ya or something like that. But people were writing like chunks of paragraphs to him, which I just thought was so sweet. It's so meaningful, and I loved that for him. But Zach is about to have basically 2 weeks of doing nothing, which I think is going to be great. I hope that he feels like restful during it. He's usually a like go get 'em kind of guy, like wants to be doing something, so I hope that he can soak these in. But he had to stop working because he is starting a PhD program, which is going to take between 4 and 7 years, sometime in there, 4 and 7 years. It is very sciencey. It is so far above my head of like what actual science it is. I think it's biochemistry and like developmental biology, biochemistry and molecular biology. It's basically if you just like take biology and zoom so far deep into it, is what he'll be getting his PhD in. And he's really excited for it, and he'll be really good at it too, because that's the kind of like sciencey research that he's been doing the past couple of years. But he is just kind of, he's been at a level where he just like kind of does the grunt work of like other people's projects and other people's experiments, and he kind of like maxed out as where he could be without getting a PhD. So he's going to be getting a PhD, and he's excited for it because not only will it like broaden what he knows and what he's doing, but also in the future that means that like he'll get to be the people that are leading projects and coming up with ideas. And like he's already been published in multiple papers, but like he'll get to do that on a bigger scale and like kind of decide more like what he's doing instead of like only getting looped into like other people's things. But 4 to 7 years to get there, so it'll be interesting seeing like falling into the new routine of that, because I mean 4 to 7 years is a long time and we're just like at the very beginning of it right now. But his orientation was today, so that's why he had to be done working yesterday. But his first day of classes isn't until the end of the month, and so he gets some time off in the in-between. I'm trying to think of all the updates I have for you. I feel like I've been really tired this week. Like just like can't get enough sleep in a night, even though I'm getting what should be enough sleep in a night. And my brain just feels really tired too. And I think it's like just still the come down of summer, honestly. Even though summer's not over, like we still have things that are coming up that feel summery. But I feel like part of that is why I haven't talked to you in a second, is because I'm like, there are no thoughts in my head. I don't have the energy to come up with thoughts in my head. Literally, like, what would I even speak about? But I've saved up enough to where we get to do this now. I have posted, I swear it's been like 20 TikToks in the past like 48 hours. I feel like I was feeling a little stuck on TikTok where I was just like, I don't really know what to post. I feel like what I post is not like what people want to see, and I would just feel like more pressure to post on TikTok. But then I like wouldn't feel like it was good whenever I did, and then I realized that like it literally does not matter at all. And I just like all of a sudden like had all these ideas. It clicked in my head where I was like, I used to like tweet on Twitter. Like I used to just like come up with a funny little idea or like a funny little thing to say, or just like a thought that I was having, and I would just like tweet it and didn't think twice about it, which like pros and cons of that. And I was like, accounts that I see that I like and enjoy most of the time are just like something like that, like just a little thought like that with a little video behind it. And so that's what I've been doing, and I'm like not kidding. Like I've posted so many TikTok, but I also feel like it's been like the most fun and like the most genuine. I mean, you can kind of see just like the most fun and the most genuine for me so far. Like it's just been so fun, and I feel like it's more of like my actual personality and like more of like a reflection of me, instead of like me posting things just because I feel like I should or because I feel like it's what people want to see on TikTok. And so that's been kind of fun. It's been really fun. Other things. We have a little to-do list for tonight, and I'm gonna put it in my notes app under my goals for the week that I have. I guess we can do an update for that too. Vitamins, I've already broken. It's not been a perfect week. Lifting, I have been lifting every day except Tuesday, which was a planned off day, and so there's that. Cardio, I haven't necessarily been doing on the machines, but I have started walking as part of my commute still. Walk to get to a bus and then bus to work and then bus back home and then walk from the bus. And so it has been cardio that's been implemented in my days, but not necessarily like within my workout at the gym. Honestly, I'm actually really not doing good on these goals because I haven't stretched. I still like, if I stretch today, tomorrow, Saturday, then that's the 3 times that I was doing, so I could just do that. Face mask, I want to do, oh, that was something I want to talk about because I think it maybe affected me like picking up my camera this week too. You can't see well now. I did put on makeup this morning. I also feel like it's getting a little bit better, but how I went to a facial for the first time in a few months on Saturday, I think my skin is purging afterwards, like especially on my chin region, and then like I have a spot up there, and I was feeling kind of down about it because like my face feels better overall, like it feels less irritated, like that kind of thing, but there's definitely spots like that's purging. And I mentioned it to Zach this morning. I was like, my skin just looks so bad, like it's so not doing good. And he was like, remember this happened last time whenever you started getting facials, like your skin got out what it needed to get out and then it looked a lot better. And I like hadn't really remembered that had happened whenever I started getting facials, and so that was just kind of good to know though, of like, okay, like things are just kind of getting worse right now before they get better again, and I'll just continue my like actual monthly routine so I don't have to go through this so many times. But with that, face mask, it's another thing that I'm planning to do. And then I don't know if I'll finish my book this week or not. We'll just see. Like I had all these goals at the beginning of the week, all these aspirations, and then I've just been kind of tired, a little sleepy girl, but that happens. This week has both been, so far, I mean it's not even over, I'm literally going to work tomorrow. So far it's been both like so long and also so short. Hey! I talked about your last day of work.
Nice. Dinner's almost ready for you.
Awesome, thank you. But that is literally totally fine with the goals and then turning into sleepy girl because I'm doing things. We're making it through the days. I feel like August has gone by so fast so far, which is also okay. Like I said, we're just making it through the days. But I am excited to do like a full night routine tonight because I think that that'll be fun. It's going to start with getting my cup of chocolate milk that I have not every single day, but a lot of days. I totally forgot we were doing the to-do list. Okay. To-do list, and then we'll go get my cup of chocolate milk. I'm gonna lift tonight. I already did cardio by walking, so if I lift short then I'll maybe do some more, but don't need to. I'm gonna wash my hair tonight, face mask tonight, the couple brand emails that I need to answer tonight. That this is what I mean by the week going by fast. Like some of these I think I might have gotten on Monday, which like Thursday is not a great response time to Monday, but I just haven't like sat down to do it. Oh, and then I need to plan reels that are upcoming due. I think I keep getting caught where it's like the day that something is due and I'm like, oh shoot, like I never actually like fully finished and fully edited that, and I don't need to wait till the last day. That just makes things more stressful for everyone involved, mostly myself. That is, oh, and then I should stretch too, because we gotta do the today, tomorrow, Saturday. But overall, that's a good, like, that's an easy to-do list. We just have to do it, starting with the cup of chocolate milk. Was it just like one presentation, or was like multiple people?
Yeah. Well, it was like one big presentation with smaller things.
Did they make you do any like get to know yous or anything, or it was just informational?
No, it was just information.
That's good. I guess you've already done your get to know yous.
It's hilarious. It was like,
Oh, do you get to use your same student ID card?
yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I guess unless you don't like it. Slight change of plans, or kind of large change of plans, depending on how you look at it. But I am so tired. I know I was kind of like brushing it off whenever we were talking earlier, but I think my body's just feeling really tired right now. And in my head I was thinking like, why is this? Why am I so tired? Why do I need so much sleep? Why do I feel like I haven't gotten enough sleep? And I feel like it doesn't really matter all too much why. I just need to be like, no, like your body's asking you to rest, so lay yourself down and rest. The sun is still up, as you can tell. It is 7:37. So though I feel like I probably could just go to sleep right now, I don't think I will. I'm gonna read a little bit. Where did my Kindle go? My Kindle is in here. There it is. I'm reading a book called I Must Betray You by Ruta Sepetys. I don't know if that's how you say her last name, but she writes young adult historical fiction, but about like places that I feel like historical fiction is not often written about. Like it's not World War II, and both of them I feel like I had like a connection to. So the book that I read before, unfortunately I can't remember its title, but it took place in Spain during like the Francisco era, the dictatorship, which I just feel like you don't often read historical fictions that take place then. And then this one is going to be in the Romanian Revolution, which I visited Romania, so I saw like a lot of the sites of the revolution and like historical markers and stuff. And so I just thought this book would be cool because it is fiction. It's not like informational, but you learn obviously as you do it. So I am pivoting from focusing on my lifting goal for the week and going towards my finish my book goal for the week. I'm not that far into it. I'm maybe like 10% into it, but that's my plan for the rest of tonight. I feel a lot better. I am very hot right now. I'm like pouring sweat from being outside. I'm so ready for it to not be like this anymore. It does look like, looking at the weather though, that we are out of the time of having 90s highs and it'll now be 80s highs. The downside of that is it still just like feels really hot, and it also still is very humid. So like we're not getting cool, that's for sure, but we're headed in the right direction, I suppose. I did wake up with my alarm this morning, so I was kind of hoping that by getting so much sleep, I would like just be so saturated in rest that I would just like wake up before my alarm. That didn't happen. I still got woken up out of a dream by my alarm, so I could have kept going, but I did get good sleep. I feel like I felt well rested, which is good. We'll see if I crash and burn this evening, but I feel better right now after work than I did yesterday after work. So maybe our tired era is over, possibly. I'm gonna get my chocolate milk. Zach brought me Chipotle for lunch today, so I have that in my bag too, that I'll snack on a little bit and watch some Criminal Minds. I've made it to season 9, which is farther than I've ever watched before, and it's become my favorite hobby, my favorite pastime. I'll just like do Candy Crush and watch Criminal Minds and eat my Chipotle, and that's all I know for tonight. Oh, and film a voiceover for a reel that is due today, because I always wait until the last day. Maybe I should stop. I definitely should stop that, but we'll do it tonight, get it done, plan for better things in the future.
I don't know about that. Well, at least
don't have to
I
say
know
anything.
you look cute, but me?
You just have to sit here, you don't have to say anything.
Oh.
We just have to look engaged. Like, engaged in this.
It's me in my chair. It's all very fun.
It is. You're welcome.
Thanks. classic.
That is a classic.
Me when my hip flexor's dying.
My abs were dying too. But we look good. This one looks like you're about to propose.
It really does. It looks like the scene in with Chris Pine and Catwoman. What's Princess Diaries? You know, when they're playing and they're about to fall in the fountain.
And there's something with an arrow in that scene too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. Like chill kid. Like you don't know how, like the entire time that I did my field placement and then that I did a weekend at Clayton, he was there. Week recap. Not everything happened that I was hoping would happen because I got tired, and I feel like that is what makes realistic week in the lives realistic. I did lift quite a bit, which is good because that was something I wanted to do. Definitely 100% did not finish my book. Maybe didn't even read except for that one single time. Definitely did not take vitamins every day. I feel like coming up I want to try like having a quote-unquote perfect week, or like healthy habits for a week, because I think sometimes the habits that I put on myself aren't necessarily realistic for every day, but I feel like it'd be fun to be able to do like a streak of them. My stamps did come, and I feel like this was a really good option because then picture them too on like just a white envelope with black like script. They're really pretty and I really like them. They did not come when they said they would, but they did come, and that ultimately is what matters. Thank you for joining me for another week. I so appreciate you and the time you spent here. There's neighbors walking by, so I'm getting nosy. I apologize. Make sure to subscribe before you go, and I'll see you next time.